Hey guys, it's Jennifer with the Passionate Papery Company. Today I wanted to talk to you about Christmas tags. Here is some that I've made. You can see the cute little grommet and they're blank on the back. Here are some other ones that I've made. And these were made out of cardstock, and I just stamped and put a little sentiment on them, a little grommet in them. Here are some other ones that I made. Bigger tags that I've made. I haven't finished all of these yet, but you can just see that you can really do anything, with what you have. This set right here, I'm making for my sister. She had leftover tissue paper from last year, and I asked her for a piece last year when we were done wrapping presents, opening presents. It's very funny. You can hear my husband mowing the grass outside, and here we are talking about Christmas. But anyway, so I took tissue paper and backed it onto some cardstock, some craft cardstock. This is always her style of Christmas that she does, and I've stamped them. So these I'm making for my sister, but I'm just going to show you the basic way of how you can take whatever you have and make some Christmas tags. And so let's get into it. Okay, so obviously if you have Christmas cardstock, that's going to be heavy enough for you to use to make your tags out of. You would just cut them, and then you could stamp on this or add some embellishments on this and make it into a tag. If you don't have the cardstock, then you're going to need, or a pattern cardstock, you're going to need something to back your tags onto. It can be heavy cardstock, it can be craft paper, it can be in any color, whatever you want the back of your tag to be. Then if you don't have patterned things to make it out of, here's where you can use kind of what you have. So you could use green tissue paper, red tissue paper, anything with gold on it, silver, anything that you think looks Christmassy, napkins, anything that you have, but you're going to have to glue this down to something to back it with, to make it heavier to stick to. Now this is acrylic watercolor paper. It's a little bit thicker than what I usually use, but I got this pack at Walmart. I've had it forever. So I just took 3 sheets of this, and I had some napkins last year that I picked up on clearance. And so these are the ones we're going to make today. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the back end off of this napkin right here, where it's a single layer, and then I'm going to very carefully, with napkins, you have to be very careful. I'm going to Mod Podge, or you can, if you don't have Mod Podge, you can use school glue and some water. I just mix them together and make it sort of that same consistency. And then I'm going to very carefully Mod Podge these napkins onto this paper and let that dry. And once I get done with that, I'll be back. Okay, so these are dried, and you can tell they're kind of heavy, and I trimmed them up, and I gave them a quick press with my iron, them on the back side, give them a quick iron on the back side, and you can see that some of the tissue paper got stuck to this side, which is fine, because you can just trim that off or whatever. And the goal here is to make your own tags, or you want them to be unique and different, so they're not all going to be exactly the same size. So now what I'm going to do is take this over to my cutting board, and I'm going to cut them down to what I would call tag size, which is a 2 by 3, 2.5 by 4, just whatever, you know, I feel at the time. So I'm gonna go do that and then I'll be back. Okay, so I think I counted 32 tags out of those 3 pages. Now you can see that they're not all the same size, but that's okay because that's how I like to make things. I made some smaller, some larger. And then also I've got some tags here where you can see where the words don't match, where I had to glue that napkin on there. So you could do one of 2 things. You could just toss these and not use them at all, or you can still make them work. All of these tags I think that I went through and they're all good, but these 4 tags right here, they have the mismatched words. But now that doesn't mean that you can't use them or fix them. You can put things on them, and I'm going to show you how to do that. But first, the first thing I'm going to do is now I'm going to cut each one of these into a tag shape. And the way that I do that is I just take the tag, and obviously with this particular one you want to keep you don't want to cut your tag the wrong way. So but what I do is I fold it over almost in half, or kind of get a good idea, and then I just take my scissors and I just chop off the ends there, and that makes my tag shape. So I'm going to do that for each one of these tags, and when I do that, I'll be back. Okay, so after I got all of that done, here are the tags that I cut, and then I like these the way they are, so I'm probably just going to leave them. I'm probably going to ink them, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do with these after I get done with this. But if you have some tags that you want to add extra to, say like these ones that are messed up, so I just took some tissue paper, red, green, silver, that I had showed you before. And what I'm going to do is just glue these strips on to the different pieces here, and then I'm just going to do some stamping on here. Some stamping. I have some Merry Christmas stamps, some different things on there, and I'm going to show you how you can make these look pretty. Okay, so you can see here I've inked all of these, and I showed you what you could do if you have some problems with one or the other, or you just want to be extra and add different things to them. So you see what, I've done with this. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take my single hole puncher and I'm just going to punch a hole right here in the middle of the tag. And I just eyeball it. You can see that because I'm going to put a grommet into each one of these. It's in there, and then I take one of these little washer things and have this little tool. It's got this little knot on the end, and I take it and you just clamp it down and it mashes that down into there. So that's what I'm going to do for all of these tags. Now I wanted to say, if you didn't have or you didn't want to do the grommets look like this. If you didn't want to do the grommets, it's still just punch a hole in there and just do ribbon in there and tie it. Or if you didn't want to go that far and punch holes, then you could take a piece of paper or fabric that you could cut, but you could just take this and glue it onto your tag like this and kind of be done with it. You could put tape in through this hole and tape it to your package and still be able to have access to the back if that's what you wanted to do. Or you could, like I said, take your hole puncher, punch a hole in it, and then put your ribbon in there. So I'm going to do the grommet for each one of these. So I'm going to do that for all of these, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I got all of these punched and I got a grommet put in them. And now it's time to add the ribbon. So I've picked out some green and some red. I always add 2 ribbons, so I'll either do one red and one green, and then I usually do some of this, I don't know what you call this, maybe baker's twine, I'm not sure. So I'll usually either pick black or red or green, and I got this at the Dollar Tree, baker's twine, that's what it's called. And so I'll cut some of this off, but anyway, I usually do 2 ribbons per tag. So what I do is just kind of guesstimate, and then I fold it in half like this, put it through the grommet, and then pull it out the top. That's usually what I do. And then I will take my lighter and seal these edges. I usually do just a little bit longer ribbon than that, but again, it's all guessing. And I'll probably do, since I did green here, I'll probably do red. And the reason I do 2 tags is because one is obviously for decoration, but the other one, you have to have a way to secure the tag to your present. So I always add a second tag or a second piece of ribbon so that you can tie it onto your package, or use it to tape down onto your package. And so anyway, it just makes it prettier. So like you could tape this one down to your package and it still be decorative. So I'm going to go ahead and do all of these, and when I get done with that, I'll be back. And so here we have it. Christmas tags that are unique and different with a few extras and ribbon, and they're really beautiful. So I appreciate you watching this video. I will put the link to my Etsy shop in the description below, and these will be available there, and or you can make your own. So thanks for watching, guys.